Trial of Shaun Diddy Combs is now entering week 3 as prosecutors are expected to call one of Combs' former assistants to testify today.
Well, you think he the master of everything?
This is for them underground motherfuckers that like it real dirty and like it hard. Pause. That was a crazy one.
Man, you carry the man umbrella. You was the man. I watched this man disrespect you every chance he got. Talk to you like his bitch. He talked to Harv like his bitch. He talked to D-Dot like his bitch. He talked to all them niggas like they his bitches. And now that I learned that they really were his bitches, that's why I got so much respect for Gene.
Now, you all remember Fonzworth Bentley, right? That soft-spoken, sharp-dressed dude who was always right behind Diddy holding his umbrella like a loyal butler in a music video? Yeah, that guy. The one who turned heads with his gentleman swag but also made people whisper, "Why is this man always carrying another man's umbrella?" Well, guess what? Fonzworth Bentley is back in the spotlight, and not because of fashion or music. Nope, he's now tangled up in Diddy's explosive legal mess, and people are starting to ask some serious questions. At first, nobody thought much of Bentley beyond being Diddy's assistant, or at least that's what it looked like. But now, with all these allegations flying around about Diddy's so-called freak-off parties and deeper secrets coming to light, Bentley's name is suddenly getting tossed into the mix. Folks are starting to wonder, was he just the umbrella guy? Or was there way more going on behind closed doors?
You know the monster? Man, you carry the man umbrella. You was the man. I watched this man disrespect you every chance he got. Talk to you like his bitch. He talked to Harv like his bitch. He talked to D-Dot like his bitch. He talked to all them niggas like they his bitches. And now that I learned that they really were his bitches, that's why I got so much respect for Gene. Because a lot of them niggas is scared to do what Gene doing.
Freddy P. Yeah, the dude from Making the Band, he recently came out swinging with some wild claims. He sat down with the Art of Dialogue and dropped some piping hot tea, saying Diddy wasn't just having fun at parties, he was allegedly in full-on relationships with men. And according to Freddy, one of those men was none other than Fonzworth Bentley. He claimed Diddy turned Bentley out, saying Bentley wasn't even into dudes like that but got caught up in Diddy's world. He even said Bentley eventually ghosted Diddy for years, cutting ties and disappearing completely. But here's where it gets real messy. Bentley didn't just pop back up out of nowhere. He resurfaced after getting arrested, and that's when people really started connecting the dots. Was he hiding something? Protecting someone? Or maybe holding back because of a non-disclosure agreement? Either way, people are watching him very closely now. And it doesn't stop there. Allegedly, Diddy pulled similar moves on other artists too, like YK Osiris and Meek Mill. According to the whispers in the industry, Diddy's been pressuring these young men into things they didn't even vibe with like that. And what started off as rumors is now sounding more like a pattern. Also, according to Freddy, he used to watch Diddy straight up disrespect Bentley, like repeatedly and publicly. At first, Freddy couldn't figure it out. Why would Bentley, this clean-cut, polished, educated dude, just stand there and take it? But then it hit him. Bentley wasn't just working for Diddy, he was allegedly sleeping with him. Yep, that's what Freddy claimed. According to him, Diddy doesn't have real love for anyone. Everyone around him is either someone he's hooking up with or someone he's got dirt on. So if you're in Diddy's circle, you're either compromised or controlled. Freddy made it sound like Diddy was running a whole operation of manipulation. He said Diddy would let people close only if he knew something dirty about them, something he could hold over their heads. That's how he kept control. Now sure, Freddy came off a little animated in that interview, but he wasn't just ranting. A lot of folks watching said he made some valid points. Why? Because rumors about Diddy turning out Bentley have been floating around for years. People used to whisper about how close they were, how Bentley went from being a stylist to Diddy's right-hand man in no time. And for those who don't know the backstory, Bentley wasn't just some random umbrella holder. He was originally hired as a stylist to help Diddy rebrand himself after that whole club shooting drama with Jennifer Lopez and Shine. But then out of nowhere, Bentley became more than just a fashion advisor, he became Diddy's shadow. His assistant, his plus one, his everything. You couldn't see Diddy without Bentley hovering nearby. And let's be real, we all remember that iconic photo of Bentley holding an umbrella over Diddy at the beach. That image went viral before going viral was even a thing. Folks were roasting him, asking, what man holds another man's umbrella on the beach like that? It was the moment that locked in Bentley's image as Diddy's loyal servant. But was there more going on behind the scenes? Some people thought so. And here's a little known fact. Diddy and his crew were actually the ones who gave him the name Fonzworth Bentley. They said he needed a flashy, upscale name to match his gentleman vibe. They even came up with it while sitting in front of an apartment building on 74th and Park Avenue. That's how tight Bentley was with them. He was in the circle. But Bentley had dreams of his own. He wasn't trying to be just Diddy's assistant forever. After a while, he dipped out and tried to build a career for himself. In 2003, he showed up on Diddy's MTV reality show Making the Band, but after filming Wrapped, he was gone. He quit the whole assistant life and went full throttle on his own grind. And he didn't waste time. He scored a book deal and published a New York Times bestseller called Advance Your Swagger: How to Use Manners, Confidence, and Style to Get Ahead. It was all about leveling up with class, and it worked. The book got love. Then Bentley flipped the script and landed his own MTV reality show, From G's to Gents, where he helped rough-around-the-edges guys transform into gentlemen. The show ran for 2 solid seasons before getting axed in 2009. Still, Bentley wasn't done. 2 years later, he dove into music and made some real moves. He dropped his debut album, Colors, and then linked up with none other than Kanye West. Yep, Fonzworth Bentley went from holding umbrellas to writing on Kanye's Yeezus album. He had credits on tracks like On Sight, Black Skinhead, I Am a God, Hold My Liquor. That's major. Then in 2016, he was back at it again, this time producing on The Life of Pablo and even working on Ultralight Beam. But here's what's got people side-eyeing him now. Despite all that success and the career glow-up, Farnsworth has never really addressed the deeper whispers about his relationship with Diddy, not directly or publicly. And considering how he used to be practically glued to Diddy 24/7, folks find that suspicious, especially now with all the allegations coming out. Some people think Bentley might be keeping quiet because of a non-disclosure agreement. Others think he just wants to stay far away from the drama. But with his name suddenly popping back up in court conversations and social media chatter, it seems like Farnsworth Bentley might be pulled back into the chaos whether he wants to or not.
When I moved to New York, obviously I stood out dressing like this, in a lot of the hip-hop clubs and things. And, literally one day he came up to me. He was like, I really want you to work on my fall wardrobe. So I exchanged information with him, a very important two-way number. And now knowing how his schedule is, it was very difficult to get with him, actually. So during his trial, I would send him a lot of, spiritual verses just to kind of support him. And then one day, I left the restaurant. I was working as a maitre d' for the Madison Park, a fantastic restaurant in New York City. And I said, you remember the guy from New York City that traveled to, you remember the guy from Howard that traveled to New York City to intern with Andre Harrell? I'm that guy in 2001. Please, I need a job. And he said, come to 1396 3rd Avenue on this two-way, and I literally raced to that address, and I started as assistant that day. And the rest.
Now, going back to Freddy, what he said isn't just wild rumors or gossip anymore. It's actually starting to show up in court, making the whole situation way more real and intense than anyone expected. Since Diddy got dragged into this huge legal battle, a lot of the stuff Freddy spilled is being backed up by actual evidence and testimonies. Courts don't just entertain hearsay. What Freddy revealed about Diddy controlling people through secrets, manipulations, and freaky relationships is coming under serious scrutiny. This isn't just some backstage drama anymore. It's now official, with lawyers and judges digging into every detail, trying to figure out what really happened behind closed doors. Freddy basically painted a picture of Diddy as this mastermind who keeps people close, but only if they're useful to him, either because they're sleeping with him or because he has dirt on them. That level of control sounds like something out of a movie, but now it's being proven in court with documents, recordings, and even witness testimonies. The idea is that Diddy doesn't show real love or loyalty, but instead traps people in a web of silence and fear, and that's no longer just Freddy's opinion. It's becoming the foundation of legal arguments against him, and people are watching closely because this could change everything about how the industry views him. What's even crazier is that the court case is revealing that this pattern of behavior didn't just involve Farnsworth Bentley, Diddy's loyal assistant turned rumored boyfriend. Nope, it looks like Diddy's alleged manipulation and exploitation spread to other big names in the music scene like Meek Mill and YK Osiris. The same creepy dynamics Freddy talked about, using power, secrets, and pressure to keep people quiet and compliant. These are now being used as evidence in lawsuits and investigations. For example, that viral pool video of Meek Mill cooling off after a freak-off party suddenly makes more sense in this new light. And there's audio recordings that prosecutors have pulled into the case that seem to confirm some of Freddy's wildest claims. Then there's YK Osiris, whose vacation pics with Diddy in Jamaica suddenly look like a lot less casual and a lot more like proof of a closer, more complicated relationship. especially after YK's baby mama publicly accused him of cheating with a man. All these pieces are coming together in court to paint a bigger picture of how deep this goes. The legal battle isn't just about money or contracts anymore. It's about uncovering a secret world of control, exploitation, and manipulation. Plus, it's not just these artists. The feds are digging into Diddy's private parties and relationships with male workers and others who've allegedly been caught up in these freak-off sessions. Some even handed over recordings and detailed accounts of what happened, naming illegal substances, locations, and participants, all to protect themselves by cooperating with prosecutors. These explosive pieces of evidence are turning the case into a massive scandal, one that could completely shake up Diddy's reputation and career. And if you've been keeping up with all of this drama, you'd know there are a lot of high-end celebrities tangled up in this mess. So let me give you the full overview, because it's wild. One of the most surprising names to pop up connected to the lawsuit filed against Diddy is none other than Prince Harry. Yeah, you heard that right. The British royal somehow got dragged into this whole saga. Now, the lawsuit doesn't say Prince Harry did anything wrong, but it does mention that people linked to Diddy's alleged intimate partying scene might be connected to some seriously big names, including him. Just imagine how crazy that sounds, mixing royalty with this kind of industry scandal. Next up, some major power players from the music world are caught up in this too. Lucian Grange and Ethiopia Habtemariam. Lucian Grange is the CEO of Universal Music Group, and Habtemariam is the former CEO of Motown Records. They've both been mentioned in relation to the lawsuit. The claims are that these two, along with their labels, could be held responsible for Diddy's actions. It's alleged that Diddy used his influence and connections with these heavy-hitting executives to threaten and isolate people from the music industry. Basically, Diddy allegedly leveraged his relationships with these CEOs like a weapon, making sure anyone who crossed him got cut off. This part alone shows how deep Diddy's power really goes. It's not just about his own clout, but how he controls the bigwigs behind the scenes too. And now that Diddy's trial has made headlines, more and more names are popping up in the rumors and whispers. And one name that's been at the center of the speculation for years is Jay-Z. But here's the twist. Have you ever wondered why Jay-Z's name hasn't been directly mentioned in the lawsuit? Jaguar Wright, a well-known singer and outspoken figure in the industry, dropped some serious tea that might explain why. She claims that if you think Diddy's actions are bad, Jay-Z's moves are actually worse, but in a smarter, sneakier way. It's a bold statement, but when you really dig into the rumors that have been swirling for years, it's not hard to see why Jaguar Wright feels this way. Stories about Jay-Z's involvement in some seriously shady dealings have been whispered behind closed doors for ages. And what's truly striking is just how eerily similar these rumors are to the ones swirling around Diddy. The more you connect the dots, the more you realize this isn't just a coincidence. One thing that makes this whole situation even more suspicious is the fact that Jay-Z was close friends with both Diddy and R. Kelly, two figures who have been surrounded by serious and disturbing allegations themselves. When you look at it from that angle, it's almost impossible to believe Jay-Z is completely in the clear or just a bystander in all this chaos. Among the most shocking rumors circulating for years is the claim that Jay-Z may have played a role, directly or indirectly, in the mysterious and tragic deaths of some of the most influential, iconic names in the music industry. Names like Tupac Shakur, Big L, the Notorious B.I.G., and even Aaliyah keep coming up in these whispers, suggesting their untimely deaths might not have been mere accidents or random acts of brutality. The fact that these rumors have lingered for so long only deepens the mystery, making you wonder if there's a darker truth hidden behind the surface. But it doesn't stop there. Just like with Diddy, there are long-standing rumors that Jay-Z has a disturbing history when it comes to young women in the music industry. Names like Foxy Brown, Aaliyah, Tiara Marie, Rihanna, and even his own wife Beyoncé have all been mentioned in whispers and gossip circles. The speculation that he may have had inappropriate or exploitative relationships with some of these women when they were much younger. Whether true or not, the rumors have cast a dark shadow that's hard to ignore. And the lengths Jay-Z would allegedly go to keep his image squeaky clean? That's a whole other level of drama. One of the most chilling rumors involves the mysterious death of Kathy White, who was rumored to be his mistress. Some insiders believe she was silenced to protect Jay-Z's carefully cultivated reputation, adding yet another layer of intrigue and suspicion. Now shifting gears to someone else who could get wrapped up in this messy saga, Jennifer Lopez. According to insiders connected to the ongoing lawsuit against Diddy, J-Lo may have been aware of some of the horrible things he was allegedly doing behind closed doors, including his aggressive and toxic treatment towards Cassie. What's wild is that despite all the lawsuits, accusations, and media storm, J-Lo has remained silent. No posts, no comments, no public statement about Cassie's situation, which is especially strange considering Misa Hilton, another of Diddy's exes, publicly expressed her heartbreak and solidarity with Cassie on Instagram, openly talking about how it triggered her own past trauma. So why the silence from J-Lo? The speculation is that she's known about all of this for years and made a conscious choice to keep quiet, possibly to protect herself or her career. And here's where the story takes an even crazier twist. Remember those high-profile federal raids on Diddy's properties? They didn't just confiscate laptops and phones. They grabbed an enormous stash of electronic evidence, including tapes, CCTV footage, and recordings. But there's one piece of evidence that has everyone talking. A tape that allegedly features J-Lo. According to Suge Knight, the feds handed over this tape to none other than Ben Affleck. And get this, Knight claims this tape changed everything for Ben. Reportedly, it revealed sides of J-Lo's involvement in Diddy's darker dealings that left Ben unable to look at her the same way.
I'm quite sure they gave him those tapes. And I'm quite sure he can never look at her. I'm quite sure they heading for divorce. Because, that's a man who had a good life. Great parents, don't spend a lot of money, ain't tripping off paparazzi.
Another celebrity tangled up in this messy situation is none other than Usher. And it's no secret. While some say Usher was also a victim of Diddy's influence, his history tells a more complicated story. Many know that Justin Bieber ended up in Diddy's orbit because of Usher. At the time, Usher was managing Justin's early career, and sadly that connection may have contributed to Bieber's mental struggles and substance addiction. Now, with all the lawsuits and allegations against Diddy, you'd think Usher would distance himself, right? Surprisingly, it's the opposite. Instead of criticizing Diddy, Usher actually looked up to him. In a recent interview on the Club Shay Shay podcast, Usher reflected on his time at Puffy's Flavor Camp and how much he learned from Diddy. But the timing of this praise struck many as suspicious.
I don't think I would be the artist that I am today without the experiences that I had in New York City. One, just being in a new place where I would have to adjust, right? I didn't have the comfort of home. I'm in New York City and they was, done and sunning me to death, bro.
Another name that keeps popping up in this unfolding drama is Ashton Kutcher. His friendship with Diddy goes way back. In the mid-2000s, they even called themselves the New Rat Pack, alongside Jamie Foxx. They were often seen together, clearly tight, but now that connection is raising eyebrows. In a 2019 Hot Ones interview, Kutcher dropped a cryptic line when asked about Diddy. "I've got a lot I can't tell." This statement has taken on new meaning, especially since reports say Kutcher is expecting a subpoena related to Diddy's alleged wrongdoings. Next is Anna Wintour, who's been spotted partying with Diddy multiple times. Their relationship goes beyond casual. Wintour invited Diddy to the Met Gala and featured him in Vogue several times, including the iconic 1999 shoot, Puffy Takes Paris. This access cemented Diddy's place in high fashion. Behind the scenes, Diddy's hunger for status was intense. A former employee claimed he told staff, "When you speak to me, you should imagine you're talking to Karl Lagerfeld." This hunger for power might have helped him cover up darker secrets. Of course, we can't forget the Kardashians. They've been regular guests at Diddy's lavish parties for years, spotted arm in arm with him as recently as 2019. Whether you love or hate the Kardashians, their ties to Diddy speaks volumes. Their carefully curated brand means their silence amid these accusations is notable. Rumors even say Diddy helped the Kardashians cover up a money laundering scheme, using his influence to shield their financial troubles from the public. Some also claim Diddy and the Kardashians tried to place Kanye West under conservatorship, making him look mentally unstable to control his money. But Kanye caught on and fought back, breaking free from their control. Lastly, Paris Hilton stands out. As a vocal advocate for mistreatment survivors, her silence on Diddy's accusations is puzzling. She's attended countless of his lavish parties and posted about the epic times she's had at his house. With her platform and history of speaking out, many wonder why hasn't she addressed these allegations? With all this said, it's not hard to speculate that Fonzworth Bentley might not just be Diddy's trusted aide, but possibly his plaything back then. With trial details coming up, we can only hope that's not true. Now I want to hear your thoughts. Do you think Fonzworth Bentley was indeed Diddy's plaything? Comment below. And if you like this, make sure to watch and like our other videos for more updates.